YouTube, what's the deal? See, I know it's been a minute, but we got a nice little banger today. Yes, we got a fade with a nice design. As you can see, my client is very wavy. You got the dye, you know what I'm saying, mixed with the natural color of the hair. But the first step that I'm doing is I'm going in all the way open and I'm setting my first line. Right here you can see I'm flicking my wrist. I'm holding the ear to make sure I'm getting every single piece of hair that I can. But I'm going right up until the hairline. And this is all the way open. So right there, I popped on my first guard, my number one guard, and I'm flicking out that first line that I created. As you can see, I'm flicking out the first line and I'm creating another line. I'm gonna get that line all the way out. Remember, I'm cutting and I'm combing. I got my nice little taper comb that's gonna get every little hair that I need. Cutting and I'm combing. The most important thing that you also see that I'm doing is I'm staying consistent. I'm making sure I'm flicking my wrist. If you don't flick the wrist, the hair will not come up. As you can see, his hair is super curly, so it's kind of tough. But as you keep flicking it, you're going to get those hairs out. As you can see, the blend is coming along. The first line is out. It's just all detail work right now. All detail work getting that line up out of there. So now I got my liners, my Babyliss liners, and I'm setting in my first bar line. As you can see, I'm setting in my first bar line right under the line that I created with my clipper. My JRL's all the way open. And as you can see, I'm really staying right under the design because I don't want to go into the design. I don't want to go into my fade. I just want to set a clean bar line up under there. As you can see, the one guard did not get my line out because I set it in there. So now I'm just going in with my clip, my JRL's all the way open, and I'm flicking back at that line to try to get that line completely out and smooth so I can worry about my next line. For that line, I created right on top of the hair. I just put in my one guard again, and I dropped my clippers all the way open just to notch at that line, getting it lighter. You see, it was dark at first, now it's getting lighter. Now the blend is coming completely together. Flicking, I'm just lightly flicking. I'm not going too hard in the head. You don't want to nudge a lot of hair off the head. But the one all the way open is safe. But as you can see, I'm flicking. I'm coming off the head with the clipper, making sure that I'm combing and cutting, and watch this fade come alive. So in order to get that line blurry and beautiful, I drop my clipper down to its third notch. And I'm flicking right in the middle of that line. I'm not going too high, I'm staying in the middle. I'm really flicking at the first bar line. As you can see, getting it as light as possible. Look, and I just close my clipper all the way closed. And now I'm working at the bottom line. I'm trying to get that bar line out. Flicking at the bar line, the most important line, really. Using the size of my clipper because as you can see, I do not want to go into my design. We don't want to worry about the back of the head yet. We be being careful. So now this is just all detail work. Flicking my clipper open, I'm flipping my clipper closed, and I'm lightly flicking. I'm just trying to blend the hair as much as possible. Combing and cutting. It's detail work right here. Now we moving on to the right side. This is gonna be a way more detailed version. And I'm gonna get in detail with you guys just so y'all can really see how to fade the hair. Let's get it. So same thing, we going in all the way open just until the hairline. Really, I'm really following my guideline from my design. As you can see, I'm just stopping right at it, right under it, right there, cleaning that hair up, holding the ear so I can make sure I'm getting all that hair up under there. Going in with my one guard again, as you can see. I love this one. I love the wall one guard on the JRLs. It just cuts so well, and it gives like a crunchy noise. So as you can see, for the first line that I created, I'm flicking that thing out with my clipper all the way closed. Staying consistent as I'm cutting, I'm combing, cutting and combing. Keeping my flicks nice and consistent, not going too high. I'm just trying to flick out that first line. As you can see, it's disappearing. As you can see, now I'm working on my second line, and I drop my clippers all the way open for you guys to see. And I'm flicking, I'm not going too high, I'm going just enough just to get that second line out. And as you can see, my first line is still in there, but it's okay, we're gonna work on that. This is a detailed cut because his hair is so curly. But as you can see, it did just enough. Right here, I'm going in with my half guard all the way closed, and I'm flicking at my first line. This guard helps you stay careful if you're not really confident in cutting without a guard. As you can see, it gets that line right out. But eventually in your barber journey, you're gonna be able to cut with no guards, get your lines out quick like that, but in due time, just focus on, the steps, the easy steps. So boom, we just combing and we cutting. All the way open now. And I'm not touching this second line, I'm just getting a little bit there. As you can see, my first line is kind of all the way out. We still got a couple areas there, but we gonna keep working at it. As you can see, now I'm setting in my bar line exactly like we did on the left side, right under where I started my line with my JRLs all the way open. And we want to get that fully barred, clean up every hair that you can. Combing, moving the ear, making sure we're getting the hair behind the ear and all that. Gotta stay consistent throughout the whole entire head so everything can look beautiful at the end, really. But as you can see, it's really detail work. So what I did was I fully closed my clipper, but I went down one notch, and now I'm just simply knocking out that bar line. The bar line is not so harsh because I set it in with the clipper upside down. I'm going in all the way open, and it's just detail work. Now I'm working at my first line again, and I'm trying to get that line all the way out. Careful, not doing too much. I'm just lightly flicking at that line. As you can still see, it's not there, but it's there. A detailed barber would still see that line there, and I like my lines completely out. So I'm still working at that line. I still need to get that line up out of there. With just a lot of detail work, really. Whenever I'm dealing with a wave versus cut, I always like to go in with a wave brush. Right now I'm using my red premium Bow Wow brush to make sure I get those waves nice and clean, laid down perfect. As you can see, I also wait to the end to take the hair off the top, just simply because it just makes the fade come all the way together. I'm going in with my one guard, but I knocked it down 3 notches, and now I'm taking the hair off the top of the head. Making sure you're going with the grain, with the waves, consistent strokes. You want to make sure you're taking off even amounts of hair, simply because we're working with guards here. So you see me constantly going over the same path because I want to make sure I'm getting every hair consistently off the head. And what I love to do is I like to leave a little black hair going into the blonde, simply because that's the effect of the haircut. That's the effect of the color. He loves his haircut like this, and that, you know, at this angle, it looks beautiful. As you can see, I'm just staying consistent, going with the wave pattern, because you don't want to cut the waves in a different direction simply because you can nick them, and there could be a bald spot there. So you want to go with the pattern of the waves. Please clean off your client. Get all the hair off that you can off your client so they can be comfortable and not itchy in the chair. So now, the final, we working on the design. So now I'm going in with my B-level freeze spray, and I'm locking in the hair so I could just put my clipper right on there and get those lines as sharp as possible. I'm blocking off the ear because I don't want to freeze his ear, you know. You don't want to freeze his ear. You just want to freeze the hair, not the ear. I want to go in with my blow dryer to draw off the freeze spray. You always want to go in with a blow dryer. And I say keep a blow dryer at your station simply because it just helps you speed up time whenever you're working with like a liquid, like freeze spray, mousse, etc. The blow dryer always helps. I always try to cut hair 30 minutes or less. Anything over, you're missing out on money. So always keep the time in your head. You gotta finish this head in 30 minutes. I didn't take the hair off on the left side, so that's what I'm doing now. Just making sure I'm staying consistent, bringing the hair down to an even length. So I just focus on the design and finish up this beautiful cut. So I always want to position the head correctly. Make sure I brush that hair down. And as you can see here, I'm going in with my Bablis, and it's gonna get the hair completely. Man, the Bablis is the best clippers to work with as far as designs. As you can see, that hair is gonna come cleanly off. Keeping the line as straight as possible. We're going for like 2 arrows or like 2 V's, you would say. That's how I look at the designs, as like letters. So I'm working on my next side, really just following the design. Not really doing too much, not making it too hard on myself, really. Just drawing. It's a craft, you know, just take your time. It's the most important part. You always want to make sure your lines are precise and clean. The thing that I focus on more being a barber is my lines. Always make sure my lines are crispy, precise, consistent. And by that, what I do is I created a system for my fades. I created a system to spend 10 to 12 minutes on each side of the head. That way, the rest of the time, I'm focusing on my edge up, or I'm focusing on my design. I can take my time on the design. As you can see, I'm taking my time. I'm doing it slightly slow, and I'm being consistent all around the head. You have to focus on the edge up. You have to focus on the design, simply because this is what brings the haircut all the way together. As you guys see, I want you to really pay attention on how slowly I pay attention to my craft when I do designs. I don't rush through this part. I don't rush through the edge up at all. Just pay attention here. Before I go in and go back into the line, as you can see, I always brush the hair out just so I can see if I even have to go back in there, you know, and try to clean it up. As you can see, we're about 95% done with this fade. Like, it's coming together perfectly. I really appreciate my client today for even, you know, giving me the opportunity to show y'all this amazing cut. Like, the blend, the waves, the design, the color, everything comes together. Like, I love cutting this style right here. You know, the fade with the design is just, it's amazing. It's unbeatable. Like, it's nothing better. It's therapeutic. What I'm doing here is just fading out the design now, just bringing it in with the fade, making sure everything looks good and comes together perfect. Still making sure it's 3D in the way, but I also want it to look, you know, perfect going into the fade. So this is nothing but detail work right here, guys. we gonna speed fast, just the facial cleanup, the mustache and the goatee. This is really like self-explanatory. It's not really that hard. All you really have to do is just follow the lines, as you can see, and just clean up the hairs around the mustache and the goatee, and just shape it how you feel like it shapes the face. Be gentle, don't cut the lip, just right above the lip, as you can see. He also gets his eyebrows trimmed just a little bit, so I just work around the top of those. See, lightly tapping on the mustache, because that's right above the lip. That's one of the most sensitive areas. If your clippers are super sharp, you want to be quick and efficient. You don't want to let that blade sit on the head too long. As you can see, my clippers are very sharp, so I'm gentle with it. Also 2 lines, boom, boom, in and out of there. Here we go, we about to start working on the line. I'm gonna make sure I comb the hairline down. And I wanna go back in with my B level 3 freeze spray. This is my first time actually using it today, and I actually like it. It doesn't give like the sticky feel. It locks in the hair well, and the client doesn't complain about, the scent of it and things like that. So I will be using this product again. And of course I want to go in with my blow dryer just to quickly dry that off. You want to bring the client head towards your eyes so you can directly geometry the lineup. What I'm doing is I'm lightly tapping. I easily tap right just a little bit, then I tap left until I completely get to the full left side of the corner. Lightly tapping it, and then I work myself back to the right side, slowly, precisely, and consistently. Combing as I go, because I don't like hair on my client faces. There you have it, guys. I have showed you how to fade, how to be precise, consistent with your lines, and just bring the cut all the way together. I hope if you made it to the end of the video, I really hope you learned something today. May you please leave a like, a comment, subscribe, because we got some more bangers coming. We turned up this year, man. It's 2024. We ain't really come to play no games. We here. Thank you again. Peace.